You can start. We'll have Vanessa help start it, and then hopefully Liddy will be here in a few minutes. Okay?
There's the time right there.
All right.
Official start.
We can go ahead and yes,
Okay. So I'd like to call this meeting to order at 4:09. So if all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For a roll call, Commissioner Beretta,
Absent.
Commissioner Flores,
Present.
Commissioner Negretti,
Present.
Commissioner Sakara, present, Commissioner Lee, Commissioner Aldridge,
Here.
Commissioner Salas,
Present.
Commissioner Lopez. Sit. All right. So yes, happy everyone's made it, and we have a quorum today. We'll go ahead. If someone could make a motion to approve the minutes.
Move to approve the minutes from the April meeting?
We didn't.
No, move to approve.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Second.
Second.
Commissioner Flores, second. All right. All in favor?
Any discussion?
Any discussion? No? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstains? All right. Okay, so
Commissioner oral report?
we could begin to the right with Ms. Commissioner Fay.
What did you say?
Oh, for the oral report?
For my area, we're having nothing of significance. I do observe in some of the parks where we're having encampments again, and I reported right away. So it hasn't been horrible like before. So I try to report it timely so that it won't be getting out of sorts. And that's all I have to report.
And just so that you have the narrative, it's not the sake of encampments, but we're enforcing laws, criminal things, violation of things of that nature and so forth. We're not allowed just to move out encampments. What we're talking about is vagrancies, closed facilities, enforcing those kinds of things.
So that's the way you're handling the encampments?
Yes. So the biggest thing that we have is that if the park closes at a certain time, that's what you can enforce. So we're enforcing the rules, the laws, the municipal code, things of that nature.
It had made a difference before. I guess that's the way you handled it, because take PRCS Park. It was cleared out using, I guess, those rules and regulations, but they all moved to Wildwood. And Damon Alexander had a concern about that because we didn't see them anymore at Paris, but I guess they all moved north to Wildwood.
They've all always been at Wildwood,
Yeah.
by the way. But
Oh, I see. Maybe it's the existing folks. But I see where, it was just like 3 of them the other day when I drove by there, because that's one of my routes. And when I do work, I go along Condon Avenue, and so I reported right away because I don't know how you were handling it. I know the police weren't involved anymore, and I know we don't have the what do you call it? You guys are going to get service people in to deal with them. I forget what you were going to call them.
The park rangers?
Park rangers?
Park rangers. And I don't think they've been hired yet, so I don't know if they've been
we
hired.
don't have a park ranger program yet. They're all proposals that are still being reviewed by council and things of that nature. But aside from that, I just wanted to say the narrative is that we're enforcing codes and things of that nature.
Okay.
We're not dispersing encampments, we're just enforcing codes.
I see.
Yes, I mean, and to piggyback on Mitch, is with the illegal activity is that, if you see something, doing something illegal, doing drugs, you know, indecent exposure, report that to PD as a crime, so if they're doing crime, because anybody can hang out at a park, the parks are open to everybody.
Okay.
They're not doing anything wrong at a park, but if they're doing anything illegal, then report that to police department, so then that becomes a crime. So you can do a citizen's arrest, and they can, and willing to stay there because you can call it in and say, but then that individual will leave, and then you are not there, the individual's not there, and then nothing's there at all. So if you're willing to stay on site, stay on premises, saying I saw this individual do a citizen arrest, and then just report at court, then that individual then is then moved.
Okay. I noticed when the encampments were there, the way you're enforcing it, families were starting to come back and use the parks again. I was really liking that a lot.
Yeah.
So
This week was,
So-
Wildwood, was being cleaned, was part of the
They're being
cleanup this
upgraded.
week.
Mhm.
And Concho, Bobby Vega is being pushed, till probably the end of August or so, depending on, resources being available.
Mhm.
So it's just, little by little. So as these parks are also getting cleaned up, we do have some security service at night. So, Paris Hill Park, Meadowbrook, Secum, Wildwood would be added. What was the other?
This over by Santa's, what's it called? Over by Palm. That's on the list.
Is another location.
Yeah,
for-
the
so-
location where they're gonna put eventually the processing center and all that kind of stuff.
a what center?
It's a,
The navigation
I like to
center.
call it a processing center.
Is that going to be on Fifth Street?
Fourth
Sixth.
or sixth?
At the park? Huh?
On Sixth, just east of, is the proposed property in, just east of Waterman.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Anything else?
Nothing else?
Okay.
I guess that's enough, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just wanted to talk about the narrative, that was all, just when you
No,
mentioned
you know,
that-
and I need to be educated on how you're approaching this, because every time I report it, it's encampments, and that's not necessarily effective, but,
No, yeah, the two issues that are highest on that one are illegal entries and closing hours, that kind of stuff. Those are the two premises that they're going off of. There might be other crimes that detour some of that stuff, whether the drug use, it could be even abuse to animals, things of that nature, where you can get animal control come in and solve some concerns. I recently saw one of those reports with the leaving unintended animals and all that kind of stuff in the heat and junk like that. Not junk like that, I didn't mean it that way. But they're enforcing laws, rules, regulations, municipal code. Heavy on the municipal code. The hours issue is the biggest issue.
oh, okay.
But if you have an illegal arms on you, an axe or something like that out in the park, they can confiscate that. Stuff like that.
Okay.
So sorry.
Hello.
My apologies. I was with the city manager's office.
So thank you, Commissioner Fay. Commissioner Salas?
So just in my drivings around town, I do see someone who looks like a security officer. It could be someone posing as a security officer in a white truck at Wildwood at night. So whether
That is security.
they are not, I know I see that when I drive by 3 days out of the week. Not all the time, but they seem to be locking gates around
Good.
9 o'clock.
They're doing their jobs.
There seems to be fewer encampments around that area. There was a lot of trash underneath maybe a barbecue structure or like a picnic structure. It seems to have been cleaned up. There's a lot of people using parks that I see, so that's the idea, get people back in the parks and make them feel safe. So I don't have any other, I don't know if this is an issue for this commission, but I'm a big noticer of fences getting cut, like, and people, people crawling through them. I do live up in the foothills off of 40th, and to me that just means fire danger. So I don't know if this is a place to even discuss that, or it's usually on it's city property. I think it's where like the water district has their like flood basins off of 40th between Waterman, right behind to the immediate east of Wildwood Park. So
Yeah.
but then I
It's
see
usually,
salmon.
that's like the first place where we will have folks migrate to, once we're trying, and it's hard because you don't want to displace, but at the same time, you can't have them in the place where you're doing the maintenance because it's going to become a safety issue, right?
Sure.
And so with parks being closed for maintenance, then we have that municipal code that gets put into play where it's now officially closed, not just hours closed, it's closed. And so there's a trespassing violation amongst other things that we're looking at. And when that happens, then some of the individuals will go to the basin and to other high brush areas to be hidden in a sense, and to be left alone. And
Sure.
that's kind of what we're working with, and we're working with the county to see, and the water district, because that's what we run into is it's like, is it county line, is it city line, is it water district line, and just trying to make sure that everybody understands what's what and who's got the authority in what area to do what.
Nothing else.
Thank you. Commissioner Ward?
I have nothing to report.
Okay. For me, I do want to applaud the Parks and Recs department and the maintenance and also Public Works. You guys are doing an amazing job, even though the parks are closed. But we're looking forward to all the improvements. So.
Thank you.
Thanks. And everyone, we can welcome our newest commissioner, Esmeralda Negretti.
Thank you.
Do you have anything to report? Any concerns, issues? Okay. And so for Commissioner Negretti, if everyone could please introduce themselves, all the staff and commissioners.
You guys start.
My name is Lakeisha Jackson, and I oversee senior programs.
Marianne Arrieta.
And I oversee senior programs.
Michael Shikora, I do aquatic science management.
Vanessa Carbajal, recreation manager, overseeing community centers, special events, and anything else?
I am also a manager with the department, so a variety of different programs and facilities.
Mitch, correct?
Mitch Asuma. Thank you, sorry.
I'm Liddy Gutfeld, the Parks and Rec Director.
I'm Lisa Nichols, the administrative assistant for the department, and I do the agenda, so you'll see emails from me all the time.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to the director's report.
Okay, what do we have on here today? Sorry, it's been a week.
Oh yeah, happy belated birthday!
I had a birthday and I got to do commission until 1 o'clock in the morning, so it was really fabulous. It was a great birthday present. I had a really good party with a lot of people. Okay, so grants update. We have been on a roll, to say the least. So we received $100,000 for the, I'm going to say it the right way, the Cultural Core Creative Corp, thank you. So that is exciting because we have been trying to figure out a way to pay for murals to go, and large building murals to come into the city. And so we've identified 3 areas. One is entrepreneurship, the other is women empowerment, and the last is food scarcity. And so those are our 3 themes, and with those themes we are trying to make it living the dream in San Bernardino, and ways that you can empower yourself through those 3 areas. And so if you are familiar with large city art walks, urban city art walks, Sacramento has one of the most famous ones, and it's like a 4-mile walk around downtown. But you can go and see different murals and different pieces of art that are public art, massive pieces. And so we're super excited because this funding is going to go directly to that. And so right now we are identifying a couple different locations, but one of the ones that we're really excited about is, I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're like the welcome to, and then your city name, and each
Yeah.
letter has a picture that depicts something that's within the city. So we're looking at the 2nd Street Bridge to have our welcome to San Bernardino, and so that'll be a nice welcoming bridge mural that we'll have. But other than that, like I said, we have those 3 themes. The other portion of that funding is going towards our Arts Village and performers for the festival, which is going to be in May of 2024. We've decided on a new location for that. That will be Lytle Creek Park. And the reason for the move of festival, 2 reasons. One, we didn't do it this fall because we ran into quite a bit of, let's call it stress for our public works guys, our park ops guys, because they went straight from Rendezvous 66 right into festival. And if you went to festival, it was not a small event. It was quite large, and it took a long time to get Second Park ready. So we decided festival should be a kickoff to our summer. So festival will kick off the concerts and the summer goodness and all that fun stuff. So it will always be a May event. So we're excited about that. And so that's what that grant is going to go into. We also received how much did Chris get? 160? 156, yeah. So the Inland Empire Regional Center, we received $156,000 for specifically for our programs and services to individuals with special needs and disabilities. And so we are very excited about our Center for Individual Development to get some really fun pops and upgrades. It's not a building renovation because we do not own that building. It actually belongs to the school district. But furniture is going in there, where our sensory rooms are going to be popping. We're actually going to bring a sensory mobile trailer, hopefully, to our event, so we can like literally pop up a trailer and boom, we have a sensory trailer on site. But other than that, it's also going to go, and we're really excited about this, to staff development and training in the field of special needs and disabilities. And so really excited about the opportunity that we have. And then it's also going to go towards excursions. And so we're going to be able to bring our participants and really have an inclusive arena for excursions and other programs and activities. And then I think we just added the sensory, have you seen like the quiet discos, where they put the headphones on and then they have a dance party kind of thing. So we're going to try sensory different opportunities for movies in the park and different types of events. So all of that is really, really exciting. And so that was made possible by that grant. We are crossing our fingers that we receive the school district CAPS grant as well. We submitted an application and we've gotten a few follow-up questions. So that means that I think we're getting interest. And that will be the first time in a long time that we're offering some enhancement classes for after school. So a lot of really great stuff happening. And then, of course, you guys know what's happening with the ARPA funds and all of our CIP projects. So that's that. The YES Scholarship, Vanessa, I'll let you talk on that one.
The YES Scholarship is continued funding through Measure S, and we're able to offer families to offset fees and costs, anything for all of the programs and classes that the department offers. So it's a $100 per child per family qualified. So if there's 4 children in the family, it's $100 per child for that family. So essentially $400, and that could be towards any program that we offer within our department. We have had, we're still pushing it out, so if you have families, we're still taking, goes to summer camps. We offer cooking classes, art classes, different, we're trying to incorporate dance classes, we have a karate class. So anything that we offer, enrichment type of program, it will help offset that cost, and youth sports as well. So it's still ongoing. We're continuing taking registration. We have up to date right now that have used these funds. The last report I had was we had 19, just 19 So we still have quite a bit of funds available to be used. So if you know any families, we can get applications to them, and it's pretty simple. If they qualify for anything within, you know, WIC or low income, they will qualify for the YES scholarship.
So what happens to the funding that doesn't get used
It continues to roll over until we use it.
for the same category?
It's all specific for the program. Yeah.
Yeah, youth programming. Okay, so beyond the YES scholarship, was it yesterday? Yeah, on my birthday. Hillwood Developers, it's a Perot company. They do a lot of the development around town. They're actually developing a ton of the factory buildings around the Norton Gymnasium. We've built a really good partnership with them, and they've been really great in trying to save some of our space because they are kind of, with their new development, going to encroach a little bit on our tennis courts over at the Norton facility, and we're looking at eventually building that into a pickleball regional center, and so they were very respectful of that space. I fought for it because I was like, wait, we have an opportunity, don't take this away from us, we haven't got there yet. So, but in building that relationship, they heard our story about really two things. One is our focus on youth sports and the ability to create opportunity through youth sports in good decision-making skills and character building. So they gave us $10,000 to subsidize the cost of jerseys for all of our youth sports programs this year. So I think that is a huge win for us. So super excited. So that'll be able to keep the cost down for families and be able to get more kids involved. And then they gave us $10,000 to go towards the arts. And so with that $10,000 donation plus a little bit of our concert funding that we had for this new fiscal year, we're going to be able to bring the symphony to Roosevelt Bowl. And so we're going to do a symphony arts in the park. So we'll make it a full day of arts, and that's going to be on September 9th. And y'all are the first ones as far as boards to hear about it. So we will be creating a marketing splash for that, and then we also encourage all of you guys to please come out and please get people to come out and experience the symphony. It's really something really unique, especially in a Roosevelt Bowl amphitheater. The goal with that is we're doing a little forward thinking. We want to make it the last concert at Roosevelt Bowl before it gets renovated, and then have them open up and be the first concert when we do the Roosevelt Bowl renovation. So I'm very excited about that. And then I also just want to mention a few things that happened last night at council. They did do the ARPA report, and the council voted almost unanimously on hero pay for our staff. And so all the staff in the city that worked during the COVID time are actually going to get a bonus pay for their efforts, and I think that that's something huge. There's not a lot of cities that have done it, and I really encourage all cities to do it. So it's really cool that they're actually putting this towards our people as well. So please, if you can, tell your council people that we appreciate it, because it's huge. And then one last big thing that's coming up as well. I somehow got roped into being on this Route 66 Centennial Celebration Committee. Route 66 is going to celebrate 100 years in 2024. And as we all know, it is a big part of our city. And so we are working on developing not only an event calendar for every month in 2024, to do a run on Route 66, a car show on Route 66, marketplaces on Route 66, all of it. We're going to just try and really push it out. But in regards to parks, we're going to really look at what parks are associated on Route 66, and we have a few. And so looking at really cool signage and entries that have the Route 66 sign, and so we're doing a lot of really cool research. I'm learning a lot about Route 66 that I didn't really know. And there's a lot of people that are really dedicated to it. And a lot of people think that Route 66, the rendezvous event, is our event. It is not. It is a chamber event. We just help them out with it. So they will obviously take the month of October. But the official date is 11/10/24 for the centennial. And It'll be wonderful to have each and every single one of you involved. I'd like to maybe be able to do a farmer's market on Route 66. I think that would be really cool. That would be really cool. But we're learning a lot that there's like businesses that are supposed to have Route 66 markers if you're on Route 66 in their windows and signage and beginning and end. And we don't have any of that. I just drove it again today, and it's like just a few signs here and there. So, if you are curious, look at Kingsman, Arizona, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Winslow, Arizona. They went massive, like middle of street signs and things like that. So we're really going to do a big splash.
We're even in the song,
Exactly.
We should be pushing that
exactly.
like crazy.
So we're excited, but like I said, all of this stuff that with the art and the stuff like that, it's all going to be representative of what our city has done. So, and then the last thing I have before they do all of their updates is
That's also Veterans Day, right?
it falls technically on
Or
11/10.
The day right before
Yeah.
Veterans Day.
Yeah. And so we might do our Veterans Day parade on Route 66.
That'd be great.
Yeah. So if we bring it back. I'm not looking Vanessa's way. Look at the look I'm getting from Vanessa. But we want to do some sort of activity, like I said, every month. Okay, so there's two big policy changes that are going to be going through to council that we've been working on for a few months. One is the municipal code that helps to enforce our ability to, I'm going to say it the right way, to not manage, to be able to not only enforce but incorporate resources when we are having violation of our municipal code in our parks. We have to be very good about the way that we tell the story of what is happening, and there's a missing element that keeps coming up at council meetings and in public comments of it's very negative about what police is doing, what public works is doing, what parks are doing, and there needs to be the story told of we at one point in our city had beautiful, clean, green parks. And unfortunately, due to a bankruptcy and a pandemic and maybe some leadership issues and whatever it might be, things got flipped. And so now we're working, because we have some resources, to be able to turn that around. And we want all of our leaders to understand and know, because you are the voice of our community, that we are approaching every individual in our parks with resources and the ability to try and help place individuals in the right place. However, they do have a right, whoever they are, anyone has a right to be able to come into a public park and enjoy that park however they deem they want to. But there is law that is written that says that there is a specific intent and use of a park space. And that is what we are working towards, is making sure that people are coming to our parks to use the parks for their intended purpose. And that is for recreational purpose, that is for health and wellness purpose, that is for mental health purpose, and so many of the other positive things that comes with having open park space. So we are pushing for an update to our municipal code, specifically with the biggest issues that we've had are smoking, drug use, and nudity. And so with those three things, we're hopeful to be able to enforce a little bit more during the daytime, and then in the evening really honing in on trespassing, but also honing in on, is it a homeless issue or is it a crime that is being committed? And we're focusing on the crime being committed. And so I wanted to make sure that you guys understand that when you see that municipal code and that new policy coming through. That's number one. The second policy that you guys are going to be very tied into, because it will come to you first, is the park renaming policy. It hasn't been updated in almost longer than I've been alive. So pretty much before this policy was amended, anytime somebody wanted to rename a park or name a new park, there had to be 100 signatures, and then it would go to a legislative committee, and then it would come to the Parks Committee or the Arts and Historical Preservation Commission, depending on which one it was tied to, and then we would make the recommendation, and then staff liaison would bring it to council. There is no legislative commission in the city anymore, and so you will be, when it comes to a park renaming, the commission that reviews the application. And so I just want to make sure you guys understand the process, that an application will be submitted to the city manager's office with 100 signatures. There is no necessarily vetting the signatures. There never has been, and it's almost impossible to do so. But what we do is we take those signatures, and then they have to fill out an application and give an explanation as to why this park should be named after this person or this thing or this entity. We bring that to you guys. You guys do a formal review. We make a recommendation, and then we move forward with the renaming of that. There is going to be once it's been renamed, it cannot be renamed for another 5 years. That's another big change. And so before, there was no timeline, so you could literally rename a park every month if you wanted to. And so we've changed that just to make sure that it makes sense. But I want you guys to understand you will have that role in possibly defining new names for new parks. And so right now, there are 2 that I know are going to be coming down the pike. One is extremely sensitive, and that's going to be Second Lake Park. And so I believe the signatures are already in motion, even though the policy hasn't been passed and play. It doesn't matter if the signatures are in motion, the policy has to go to council first. And once that happens, then we'll let the individuals know who brought it forward that they wanted to make a name change, and then you guys can expect to see that. And the other one is Gutierrez Park. And that is a Kimberly Calvin big push, and I am very supportive of it. She wants it to be named Gutierrez Park on Route 66 because it is one of our Route 66 parks. And so you should anticipate seeing that one as well with 100 signatures. Those are the 2 big policies that are going through, and that's all I have. All right, recreation updates.
All right, so, community centers are still operational. They're also, we have programming going on. We have summer day camp still going on. School, youth go back to school July 31st. So that's that. But we still will continue programming on, quote unquote after school basis. And then of course our facilities are cooling centers. Our facilities, our senior centers, our libraries, our Jerry Lewis lobby, Jerry Lewis Swim Center, the lobby area is also considered a cooling center. So on Sunday we will have 2 facilities, 3, the Row, Lattle Creek, and Jerry Lewis Swim Center, and Fifth Street Senior Center will be available on Sunday, this Sunday, and we'll keep track of heat index potentially next Sunday as well as a cooling center, and be available for any community residents that need just to cool off a little bit. And then on top of that, we have, I handed you all out a little packet of all of the events. We still have several events going on. I don't think we're going to ever stop and just keep rolling. So in fact, as soon as I'm done with my talk, I'm going to head to Roosevelt Bowl because we have our concert today, which starts at 5. Gates open. We have food vendors, merchants, organizations, games, hang out. And our Amanda Castro band, high energy jazz band tonight. From all the YouTubes, the videos, and links that I've heard, amazing voice. So I'm looking forward to hearing her perform live. I'm excited about it. And then next week is our last of the Soothing Summer Nights. Then we have still have 2 movies, the diving movie, which Mr. Shakora will touch base on, and then next Friday at Encanto we will show our last movie out in the park, or Starlight Cinema. This Saturday is we are partnering with IE Hometown Heroes at PRCS Park to host a backpack rally. That's from 9 to 1. More than welcome to come out. Family fun zone, resource vendors, or just vendor fair, hot dogs, backpacks, school supplies. There's a blood drive as well. And then we're going to mosey on over to Friend of Jerry Lewis Swim Center The big oak tree right in front is anticipated to be about 700 years old, so we are gonna gather everyone in front of that tree and sing happy birthday on that.
What tree is this?
If you're looking at the entrance of Jerry Lewis, to the right is the big oak tree.
And it's 700 years old?
Yeah, we had an arborist come out and do an assessment, and they found that it's actually probably over 700, but we
That
thought
would
700.
probably be the oldest oak tree in California, wouldn't it?
Mm-mm.
'Cause I think they usually die at like
There's
400.
there's a couple oldies, but yeah, it's definitely up there.
That's
So
amazing.
So it's gonna be a warm, lovely, active day, because then, after that, Jerry Lewis is still operational, and then, Shakara will talk about the dive-in movie that night on Saturday. And then, we are partnering with the police department to host National Night Out on Tuesday, August 1st, from 5 to 8 at the Rudy Hernandez Community Center / Manny P. Moreno Park. It's all that area. We're pretty much taking it all over. We already have over 20 vendors coming out and bringing out games. We are,
Yes.
we will be opening up the Hernandez pool for that night to have a free open rec swim from 5 to 6:30. The police department's POA is gonna be cooking up some hot dogs on their trailer barbecue. We're gonna have tug of war, games, activities, music, just all kinds of stuff happening, jumpers, and anything like that. So share.
Are we
and
opening up the exclusive dunk pool and wanting volunteers? Is that correct?
Maybe. If it's,
If you want to get
Anybody
wet-
want to get in the
if you
dunk
wanna get
tank?
wet,
Can
if
we
you
get a
wet,
dunk tank?
I raise my hand. I will be there, no problem.
So,
So if you want to dunk me, there you go.
yeah. Other than that, as we shared, September 9th is, that's the symphony coming out. We do have our fall program events that are taking place from, Halloween. We're gonna do a couple of exclusive, horror movies specifically. They're old classics, Rocky Horror Picture Show and Killer Clowns. So we're,
Killer
working
Clowns,
out
really?
those, ironing out those details,
You won't be here
for
then?
that
Nope.
in October. And, of course, our family trick-or-treat event, our Dia de los Muertos event. And then we go into, tree lighting, which save the date for December 4th for tree lighting. And our Miracle on Court / 12 Days of Christmas, which will run from December 5th to December 12th. And all this information, all that will definitely get sent out to you so that you can share, and share. You had a question, Ms. Faye?
Yeah, Day of the Dead in my community, it was so well attended. You folks were thinking about moving it somewhere.
We
So
are
I-
yes, we will be officially moving it. It was a great kickoff at Campo Santo.
Wow,
We
was
grew,
it?
from year 1 to year 2, we just outgrew it. So now we are, gonna incorporate Pioneer Cemetery in terms of certain elements of like a site, self-guided tour. But we're gonna do something else more, at Court Street, and just different elements to that, just to broaden it and have the stage and performance and food vendors. We're going to be potentially partnering with SB Food Fest to assist with the Day of the Dead event, and then make it an evening event. So that will be Saturday, November 4th.
But we're gonna work with both of the cemeteries. One of our projects is to update the plexiglass and all of the names at Camposanto, and so being able to do informational kind of walkthrough of who's there and
Oh my
maybe
goodness.
some highlights. And so we'll be working with the communities to make sure that there is something at each of the cemeteries, but in regards to the entertainment and the food and everything, it just is too big for those areas. And we're not comfortable with 7th Street right now with the way that it looks and feels. So it's just not a safe environment. So the cemeteries will definitely be highlighted, but the event itself will probably be at Court Street.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm just sad.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll still do something cool.
Yeah, we have, a couple of the partners already have shared about potentially, still doing like an altar or some at each of the cemeteries just to have, an honor in with the culture and the life of celebrating. So we'll still be doing some.
You know, we're thrilled about that activity, but we don't want anybody to walk on the grass. Don't go where there was tombstones are, you know, so it makes sense to move it. You know, I'm glad you're still going to give some kind of tribute to.
Yes,
to that.
definitely. So, other than that, that's all I have, so if I can be dismissed.
Get out of here. All right, Mitch.
I don't have any, what's the first topic?
It's just community services update,
Just
your division update.
there we go. First of all, adult and youth sports are all now combined into what is called an athletics division, and we've got some new staff, and so we're looking forward to moving our programs a step further and things of that nature. So the usual sports this year are in effect, basketball especially, and then we're getting ready with the flag football programs and registering at both levels and so forth. I do want to highlight though that the football groups, tackle especially, is coming back at us for use of facilities, and we only have one facility that's capable of doing something that way, but we're going to try and accommodate everybody like we always do in that regard. They really have a great time at softball, by the way. I went out there and watched my son playing in one of the leagues, and et cetera, so forth, and it's just a blast. So if you've ever played softball or been in the past or whatever, give us a call. We'll get you on the team. It's not as competitive as you would think. Everybody has a great time. Even the losing teams just seem to have, smile a lot. So my son's on one of those. So. The community services, let's give that update, and then Lakeisha Jackson's been around quite some time there, so I'll let her take it from
They
Mm-hmm.
try
there.
to call me old.
Introduce and not as much as you want me, so.
I do apologize. I don't really have much of a voice. I did karaoke for the seniors last week, so I'll try my best not to do that again. So both senior sites are operational, of course, and of course both are cooling centers, as they stated. We do have our food distributions. One was this morning, which was Feeding America, and that's every third Thursday. Even though their flyer states it's a senior mobile pantry, they do allow the community to receive a box. Benjamin Resource Center is tomorrow at Paris Hill from 10 to 12, of course, at the Paris Hill Senior Center. And they will be out there giving food and have lots of resources. Right now we have various presentations going on at both sites, various topics that the seniors can come out and listen to, nutrition, age and wellness, dementia, things along those lines. So we'll definitely have a list of that your next meeting. We have our dollar dances coming up. We're doing 2 a month, one at each site, so that both sides of the cities can, seniors don't have to travel to come. They can stay on their side, and they're only $1. It's by DJ Shipwreck. That's me. Because as they claim, I'm a shipwreck. So music was good. I guess my music's good. But they do love to come out and dance. So if you want to come out and dance for a good couple hours with the seniors, it's only $1. And as the seniors, they can come out, shake a tail feather. Our next big event and program is our Inland Empire Senior Games. Registration starts August 1st for those who are 50 years of age and better. Our various sports are basketball, softball, pickleball, tennis, billiards, bowling, and badminton, swimming. Thank you. And hopefully axe throwing and archery.
Yeah, we finally identified a site that we might be able to do axe throwing and archery.
Don't take my shot. We also are working on our Senior Health and Resource Fair. Last year we had over 42 vendors come out. to the Paris Hill Park. This year, we're gonna move it back to Fifth Street Senior Center. I'm getting a lot of calls from vendors. So if you know any vendors that provide resources to those who are 50 years of age and better, definitely my information, have them give me a call. And that's all I have. And let me introduce, oh, go ahead. I seen a finger.
No, I'll let you go first. Introduce and then all that.
Oh, let me introduce Marietta. She's our community service program coordinator, not only for nutrition, but for senior programs. And she definitely oversees and assists, not oversees, senior nutrition. And I'll let you give a little spiel. She's shy, so.
No, she's not.
Not when she gets going.
Truly am.
You're fine. You got this, girl. You got this.
This is my practice run. So we provide meals for 6 centers. We are currently cooking at Paris Hill Senior Center, but we do send meals to Fifth Street Senior Center, Light Creek Community Center, Hernandez Community Center, Highland Senior Center, and New Hope Community Center. And we're very proud of ourselves.
And this past fiscal year, we served over 59,000 meals.
And it's growing.
And it's growing.
And it's growing.
And it's growing.
And
I'm
we were
proud of that.
budgeted for 52. So we made it happen.
When are they served?
Well, each site has various times. So it's in your, did you give them these?
The green looking sheet.
Yes. The booklet, it's in the
Pages,
booklet.
times? Okay.
Yes, it's in the
So
middle.
far. I'll read it. Thank you.
Yes.
I think it's something important to recognize that the senior center staff have been extremely short-staffed, and from the pandemic, even before the pandemic, but they were the only centers that maintained, if not increased, their attendance from pandemic moving forward. And they have had a high turnover, and they deserve major kudos for not only their dedication to this population that is in much need of social activities and health and wellness activities. So I give major kudos to you guys for everything that you do. But I love that she's playing shy, but Mariana had a huge role this past year as our nutrition supervisor, had a fall and actually was out for quite some time, and as a coordinator stepped up, stepped in, and did a fabulous job leading the entire nutrition program. And I think that that's something that is very, very newsworthy, and
Thank you.
you should be recognized for that. So I'm very proud of the nutrition. You know that you have a good staff when you don't have to micromanage your staff, and I feel like Mitch does a fabulous job managing them. And they like always walk by, and I know that they like zoom by my office and I'm always like, hey, what's going on, to get my updates. But one of the things that they did mention is our kitchen over at the Fifth Street Senior Center. This has been a CIP that's been a long time coming and going. No pun intended. We thought we were done, and then the county came by and did their review of where we were at, and we added a few costs. So it's going to be a little bit of time, but we're going to get there. But the reason I say that is, in every other agency that I've worked in, commissioners are very heavily involved and tied into anytime we do a grand opening or anytime we have large events. And so I strongly encourage this commission to continue to be committed and read these newsletters that we have in front of you and these flyers, and show up, because when they see you show up, they want to show you what it is that we're doing, so you can report that back to the community. And so it is always an open door at any of our events, but the senior center is a good time, and I try and sneak in. They don't even know when I show up, but I do it. And I'm always like laughing, because I did 7 years in seniors, and I tell them all the time it was my favorite time in my career. So please, I encourage you to go and check it all out.
Yes, stop by. We have lots of new amenities. Definitely Fifth Street, stop by.
Question, and I don't see it in here, so I don't think it exists unless this is a totally encompassing of all the services that are provided by the senior division of Parks and Recreation. Where I came from in Claremont, in the city of Claremont, the city has an articulation agreement with the Claremont colleges. Anyone who is over the age of 65, they are able to take 80% of the classes for free at the Claremont colleges. Would staff entertain the idea of developing articulation agreements?
Cal State.
The Cal State might be a little more difficult because they're a public university, but privates can do whatever the hell they want to. We have Loma Linda, and University of Redlands to developing free. I mean, and my father took these classes until he was like 82, and he couldn't go any longer because he had 6 strokes. But anyone over the age of 65 is able to take a class at the Claremont colleges for free. These are all elite universities that that are like Harvard. Now I'm saying these seniors are going to go to the Claremont colleges, but if we, in our surrounding community, and if we could work out something with Cal State or even the community college, some kind of articulation agreements for any seniors. They don't call it taking a class, they call it auditing. They're not counted as students. They don't have to take the exams unless they want to. My father did. He just wanted to try to prove himself something at the age of 82. But they're able to sit in the classes where there is space available for them. It brings them senses of belonging, of purpose, of slowing down, the diseases related to memory and whatever have you. It's like the mental gym for someone who's a senior. And so I would like to see discussion maybe brought up at the staff level about where this can go. And then further discussion with, it seems like everything has to go through the city manager's office, which is fine.
For programs, it's a little different.
Okay.
Yeah, so contracting is I know what you're talking about, but it's a little different. So
Yeah.
Mitch is going to look into it. We believe that the community college district does have something like that already in place. So
Okay.
my direction is usually to my managers to do the first level and then pass it on to the supervisors and coordinators to start the implementation. So what we'll do is we'll do the outreach and then we'll report back to you guys with an update. And then what I'd like to do, if that's the case, and I love the way it's going because I did that in Irvine, was to be able to maybe create a recommendation for an extended contract with the council, so that way they can kind of see where we're going with it. But I think it's fabulous.
Formalize it.
Yeah.
How did, and this is just a side question, when you were in Irvine, how was it working with UC, or were they dead on arrival since they?
UC was a little tougher, but the community college was a lot easier because they have a sub program that is specifically for age 50 plus.
Okay.
And so when
I like that
you're
even
working
better.
with that, then it's actually a subdivision of the community college district. And I think it's kind of a requirement, of all the community colleges. So
I think so.
And
Yeah,
were
we'll
classes
look
for
into it.
free in
Mhm.
that through that
Mhm.
division?
you
Just
just
like
have to sign up.
Like you said, it's like considered an audit class.
Yeah,
There's
so
not
there's
a
no
grade
credit.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
There's no
Okay.
payment.
It's pass fail.
And I think that would just be a positive thing
Perfect.
for all
I think
of our
that's
seniors.
a great recommendation. We'll have staff look into it.
Okay. And could we get a update, regardless of whether we're going to meet quorum? I mean, we get updates from staff when we have a meeting sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I expect something to be done in the next month or
Yes.
something like that, but regardless of whether this body can meet a quorum, the work moves forward regardless of.
I
us
made a
being-
commitment to you guys
Okay.
that if we don't have quorum, I will take what's on the agenda, we'll get our reports put together, and you guys will get an email quorum, or email report if we're not in
Okay.
person.
Great, thank you.
You just can't vote on any action
So
items.
we're not gonna tell them that we're only gonna say if there's not a quorum. That's what you were just at, right? So if we don't say anything ahead of time, then you're coming.
No, we're gonna tell them if there's a quorum or not a quorum, but if there's not a quorum, they're gonna get an email report according to the agenda that was put forth.
Because is that what you were asking about?
No, I don't want to see our work stymied
You wanna
By-
report every month.
by us not,
Okay.
because we may not, going forward, who knows what's gonna happen. So I'm just saying, regardless of whether this is something that was presented to this body, is something that's of interest by commissioners to.
You will 100% get a
Okay.
report, I just cannot get an action item to you guys.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Without a quorum.
Of course, that makes sense. Okay, I think that's all I have.
Faye was next question.
Yeah, on the nutrition for the seniors, is this, because I just sent out a flyer, because I take the senior exercise class, health and wellness, and I just happened to pick up a flyer that said the county of San Bernardino was providing the meals free, but then I see here where,
Was it a flyer from our side?
I got it from the senior
So the
center.
county does provide us funding to prepare the meals, so we are funded through the county.
Uh-huh.
It's a suggested contribution, for 60 plus.
So it's suggested it's not obligatory.
If they have the money, it's
Then you
like,
can
if
put
they
it in.
don't,
You don't worry about it. The only
Okay.
ones that are that need to pay are gonna be your 59 and younger group, because the funding doesn't, accommodate that. Other than that, anybody over 60 plus, it's donation based. They like the word contribution.
on the agenda for the meals, it doesn't even have that on there, it just says the County of San Bernardino's
That's not-
provide, I
think
can,
she's
I
looking
can
at-
give you my,
Might be
The
the
menu.
menu.
it's on the menu.
And what did it say?
And I took pictures of it because I was like, and I meant to send it to you, is this
Okay.
correct? Because I've seen this on other in literature. So that's only if they have the money to contribute,
Correct.
otherwise it's, okay.
Right.
Are you gonna have the 5K included in the senior?
Yes,
thing?
yes, I
Okay.
am having 5K.
Okay.
And it won't be.
Say,
next
you're
to
gonna
the
throw an
axe.
axe, let's just be
As
honest,
I said, it won't be
okay?
next to the axe throwing.
You're gonna be here throwing some axes, it's happening.
Not around the 5K though. Oh, moving targets, that'd be cool.
You can be the target.
You can be.
All right.
Faster completion time.
You had a question over here.
On the same topic regarding the fee, right, the suggested contribution, so is it free or can they walk up, for that was, let's say like the neighborhood association groups or any business, if they were to say we want to sponsor, 25 meals, 50 meals, whatever they want to do, would that even be something to put out there to businesses, or is it just no fee? Like, is there a fee or no fee?
We cannot turn away anybody from a meal, no matter what they want to give us
It's
or
a
not. So
suggested donation. for
here's
those.
here's what we suggest that if you want to pay for the meal. If not, you can even give us 50 cents a quarter, anything that you find, whatever,
That's-
or nothing at all.
Yes.
That's 60 plus though.
Then
They have
yes.
to be at the age of 60 and better to qualify for just a donation of any, whether it be nothing, a penny, like Mitch said, up to 20, whatever they want to put in there. Some people like to pay for the month. So say we have 20 days, most of them think we have 20 days in the month of our operation, so they'll put $20 in there and donate $1 a day. So it's basically what the patron feels comfortable paying, but we cannot enforce that pay. The only ones that we that they have to pay as guests is 59 and better.
And we don't actually touch the money, it's a box.
Yeah, we
And
can.
they have to drop it in.
They're 59 or lower.
59 and younger, yes, sorry. So senior, the age of 60, it's free. We can say that it's free if it's easier that way.
Any other questions?
You're good, you're good.
All right, Shakur, your turn.
Okay, as we're wrapping up the summer, as you know, kids go back to school, Vanessa said, in about a week and a half. So summer is kind of coming to, quote unquote, summer is coming to an end as it relates to summer programming at the pool, but that doesn't mean the pool is going to be closed. The pool is going to be open year round. As we spoke about several months ago at our last meeting, heaters are in, they're up, they're running. So as it starts to get cold right now, the heaters don't need to run because it's 110 degrees outside. So no need for a heater. The whole purpose of the heaters was to continue programming throughout the winter time or the colder season, so that we can have swim lessons, water aerobics, lap swim, junior lifeguards, water polo, on and on and on. The little packet that was handed out, upcoming events wise that are going on. We do have technically our last dive-in movie, but we're looking at possibly doing one in August, since it's still going to be quite warm in the month of August. We're securing a date right now to put one up on Saturday in August, but it was really, really exciting. This is our second one this summer. Last year, we only had one. It had a really great turnout of people. So we added two this year, one in June, one in July. We had well over 250 people show up, for just that evening time. Plus we had 300 plus people for recreation swim in our first two sessions. So the pools are going swimmingly, if you will. So that event is coming up this coming Saturday, along with our birthday, out there with the oak tree, in conjunction with the backpack event that's already spoken about. Your other thing there, we're publicizing a lot, especially with the heat, is our splash pads. Our splash pads are up and running. The only one that's currently not functional is our Bryce Haynes facility. And we are,
And Wildwood,
Wildwood
this week.
is going to reopen. It's only closed for this week, yes. But it is, except for the closure this week, right? But they're up and running, and we're this close to getting Bryce Haynes up and running. Hopefully it'll be up by the end of the month, and then we'll probably have it going through at least August and September. And then we'll have to see what the weather looks like as we go into the later months here. So that's exciting. Lots of people are using them. Cooling centers are also, we have them in place. Jerry Lewis is, so you can spread the word. You do not have to pay to use the lobby area of the Jerry Lewis Family Swim Center. It is an air-conditioned building. So if people in that area, besides having Paris Hill, the senior center there, if families want to come in and enjoy the just the cooling area in the lobby of the swim center, we're more than happy to have them come in and use that area. So the facility is pretty much open from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night right now. 7 days, Monday through Friday for the most part, and then it's open from 10 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night on Saturday, and then 12 to 5 on Sunday. So we have a lot of programming going on. We just are finishing our 4th session of swim lessons. We've had well over 350 plus kids take swim lessons this summer. We had morning swim lessons, which I believe we've never had morning swim lessons, which was really well attended. Again, the heater, especially in the months of May, when we had swim lessons in the months of May, and then the beginning part of June, as we can all look back and remember, June was not necessarily the warmest month, and that heater really came into play, where we could really have a warm pool for people to be able to swim in and participate in the lessons. And then we have obviously evening lessons going on as well. As we move into next month, in August, we'll transition into our post-summer swim lesson program, which will basically be Tuesdays and Thursdays, for 4-week sessions. We'll go a couple of sessions through August and September, and then kind of transition into the fall programming. But with that, we will continue to have lap swim. We will have water aerobics for all ages. You can be a senior, you can be a parent that stays home with the kids. We're going to be introducing a parent and child recreation swim, especially for those parents that are home with the kids, and or when I say parent or guardian or grandmother in this case, a lot of the time they can bring the kids down to the pool during the about 11:30 to 2:30 time frame and be able to use the facility while the high schoolers and everybody else is in school. Those that are not in school can come and use the facility. We're constantly pushing now and trying to push the family swim passes, because again, family swim passes are good for the entire year. It's not just for the 8 weeks or 10 weeks of summer. It's for the entire summertime. So really pushing that. It's very reasonable, $60 for a pass, and that's up to 6 people in your family. Okay, so 6 people, it's basically $10 a year.
Very affordable.
So yeah, it's a great deal. And then along with that, right following that flyer, is the financial assistance. Separate from the YES program that we have a partnership with the Red Cross that we've spoken about before that will cover the costs of family swim passes, swim lessons, lots of various different junior lifeguard programs. So it's a very underused, unfortunately, program. We blast it out there on social media, we put it out there, plaster it all over the facility, we put it out in flyers. A lot of the time it tends to be people don't want to show the fact that they have a need. So we need to get it out there that there's no shame in saying, hey, I want to take advantage of this opportunity. And so we ask you to share this with people. It's extremely simple to do. I mean, it's a one-page paperwork. If you're like very similar to the YES program, if you're on any kind of assistance whatsoever, you can show that you're in any kind of assistance, you automatically qualify.
On your $60 pass, is that from July to July, or is that just the remainder of 2023?
It'll be the remainder of the year, and then we'll restart them up again. So we started doing them at the beginning of the new year. And since this is going to be our first full year of year-round programming, we're going to probably have to revisit some of the start and end dates of different programs as we kind of truly do a one full year cycle. A lot of the program that we're going to be doing starting from August through February, or August through March, April, has never been done before in the city.
Right.
I've run programs like that in any other city I've worked for, but this city has never done anything like this. So we're going to have to see what the residents want.
Would it be best to do the starting and ending date when, like when you buy it type of thing? Like when you buy the card for the national passes, right, to go to every single
We'll be
national
able to
park?
go a month, so it'll go wherever you buy it, it's the month before the next year.
Well, the
is when it
ranger will
expires.
just punch out the
Right.
month that you purchase it in.
Right.
A lot of it right now is just putting into play the process to be able to track it.
Okay.
That's where we're at right now.
Our
having
registration software is not the greatest.
having the software to be able to track.
I don't know that, see, at the national park level, they don't input anything. Like,
They do.
there's nothing.
They do. They give you the
I just
actual.
bought
They
it.
give you the physical pass.
Yeah.
I worked for the national park system.
No, I'm
so-
just saying, I just bought mine, and absolutely nothing was asked of me. Not my ID, not anything other than I paid.
Right.
And the card has every single month of the year, and all she did was she made sure that she punched out the month that I.
But that's what I'm saying. You get a physical pass
Mhm.
that you can show. Right now,
We have nothing?
We have to, because of the data that we're collecting for the Centennial, for Red Cross, and for the other programs, we have to show how many people are coming in, the demographics of their age groups, how many family members, for example. That's another one with the family passes that's good for a family of 6. So we want to be able to collect as much of that data so we can show that we're justifying that these programs work. And so it's important for us to collect that data in our registration software. We still give a hard pass that has the names, but we're not going to stray away from that. The registration software, we're looking to use it to its max capacity to collect the data.
So it's just asking you to get the word out there that there should be nobody not able to go to the
Right.
pool because of cost.
Have you considered perhaps passing out this information at some of the sites that is providing the free food, like the free food distribution? Because there's a difference between, you have it this where, anybody that's able to afford this, right, is gonna look at it, they're gonna think, who cares? But people that are going to the food distribution, clearly there's a hardship. They may be more willing to, go ahead and apply, and why not just print out a whole bunch of these and pass them out to, the different sites that are doing the food district, not so much the seniors, right, but more of your family, like Arroyo Valley, Pacific, they every single high school has it different dates.
And we do, sometimes getting with the school districts, we're working with them to get information to their kids, but there is a process in order to get these flyers and this information in their hands. There's in no way, shape, or form are we not trying to get the information out. If you know of somebody that, or a program that exists that would be great for it, would love to know who and where they are. Everybody that we're aware of that we can get it to, we're getting it to.
So
And I
Ken
understand
Martinez
what
is putting this on the school district site, right?
Say that again?
The school district is providing this information on their site?
No, because of their way of distributing information and the hoops that we have to go through, right?
I'm just saying, Ken Martinez has been wonderful at putting it on their site because they have Instagram, they have Facebook. They're even partnering with the neighborhood association. So when they're putting those type of things, I would think it would be as simple as emailing him and asking, would this be, and he goes through whatever process needs to be. That's the person dedicated from the school district side that does all of that, distributing information,
Sure.
because there's that partnership.
if you have that contact and that connect that can get us into any marketing
Love
with
to
the
have
school district, we'd love to have it. We've hit a lot of brick walls in making sure that they use peach jar a lot of the time, and it's very limited as
they
to
use
what we
Parent Square.
can. There's a bunch of different ones that they put on, but my point is we've gotten a lot,
true. I've ran
lot
into that.
of
I'm a teacher.
slack in just working. We've tried so many different angles, so we put it on you guys. If you guys have the connect to get us into the marketing with the school district,
Yeah.
we would love it.
That's
I was
I-
going to share
I-
that I've run into those roadblocks, and
Like they've limited us to, we have
at the district.
400 programs. They limit us to, you can only put 2.
yeah.
And so
And,
it's.
and you know what? And they'll tell you, we'll contact the individual school that you're interested in.
That's the other
And
one
I-
is like
and
the
I
pool
was-
is closest
you're
to these 2
kidding.
schools, so we're not going to put it on all
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah,
We'll only put it on this one.
yeah.
I think the main thing that we're getting at is if you have the information and the contact of how to get it to
Put it out there.
them, we are not opposed to doing it.
Yes.
The routes that we've gone to try and get it into the proper people's hands have had a lot of roadblocks. And Parent Square, I've heard of it, I've been told about it, I've tried to get into it, but then I've been, you're not able to put it on. That's for this school. And it could be a matter of you talk to 5 different people and you get 5 different answers.
Right.
Stick to Ken Martinez. KENNETH Martinez.
I've even contacted Cal State, and that's one of my alumni, and they have an activity coordinator, and they gave me her name, number, everything. I've pushed up her way more than once, no response at all.
We now have a wonderful relationship actually with
Okay.
the athletic director from
Uh-huh.
Cal State San Bernardino
Cal
because
Athletic.
of our efforts with them through their
Uh-huh.
NCAA regional tournament. And so because of that now, almost all of our sports and everything, they're helping us push out onto social media as well.
Mr. Shakar,
Yes.
based off how this, I know this is the first year the city's doing a year-round aquatics program, which is fantastic. I'm very much into water literacy, which means kids don't drown. It's a nice way of saying that kids don't drown. Because I'm a lifeguard for the state of LA. I've been a lifeguard for about 25 years. And based off the success of this program, and I hate to see taxpayer-supported facilities go unused. And I could have sworn when I first started at San Bernardino High School that students were using the pool in the city, I think was supplying the lifeguards for the pool. This might have been 5 or 6 years ago, but this could be, I could be wrong about this. But I remember it being open on a weekend. And so if there's 7 high schools in the district that all have pools, would the city ever consider, if there was success for the aquatics program, to now start contracting with the high schools to start having summers or weekend swims like on Saturdays and Sundays? It means more money for your lifeguard staff, even if, I don't know, if we have a lifeguard staff to be able to cover the weekends at
Let me
pools.
take it.
Either way,
But I
wrong
know
thing.
that, like, for the water polo and swimmers at San Bernardino High School, they all want jobs, they all need money. And if we could somehow, if the city, I don't know who would pay for it, the city or the school district, would somehow be able to get pools open at the high schools, maybe through the warmer months of the year, maybe like in September, August, September, October, it's hot through October.
May through October, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, May through October, then that would be something that maybe the city and school district would look at, because I know that talking to Mayor Tran and to our new superintendent, when I say I work for the district, I'm a teacher, Mr. Ariellano, who is from San Bernardino, grew up in our community, that they want to start seeing more partnerships now between the city and the district. And this could maybe be one of those things, again, that maybe staff can look into.
Yeah, well, go ahead and I'll pitch in.
It's
If
not
it
a
already
matter-
has been examined.
It has.
It's not a matter of looking into, and we're 100% on board with that.
Okay.
Right now, we and the whole entire U.S. has been dealing with a lifeguard shortage.
Yes.
And we have 6 pools theoretically, and we only have 1.5 or 2 open right now. We can't even open our own city pools.
Okay.
Because of lifeguard shortage. As much as I know you say we have all these students that want all these jobs,
We go on the campuses,
Yeah.
we do recruitment days, we
Okay.
go to the job fairs.
Okay.
So they don't want jobs. I wish, unless you
Okay.
know them, you can send them our way. Our
Okay.
lifeguard recruitment is open all the time. Another thing that I want to mention is with the Centennial program, it helps us actually pay for the training. We're literally
We have
like,
money for
we're
it.
hiring them
Okay.
before they're certified and then training them to
On the job.
certify. And it's
Okay.
still a shortage.
Starting pay is how much again? Like 16 or?
no, we're
We're
at
up
18 something.
20 something.
18 to 22, I think.
And managers are at 22.
I remember being a lifeguard and I was getting paid $7.42 an hour, so I'm just gonna put it out there. But no,
Okay.
this has been something I sit on. I'm the president of the California Parks and Recreation Aquatic section. Michael and I initiated the push for the Inland Empire Drowning Task Force. So water literacy is our jam. We've put a lot of emphasis on Water Safety Month, but we believe that it should be a year round. So that was really the big push of when we first started working together is 1, let's get a heater so kids can learn how to swim and not be in freezing cold water. 2, water safety isn't just for kids, it's for entire families and all generations. And so that's really the big push this year with the first. I do feel because we're finally going to be an Inland Empire pool that's open year round, we are gonna have more traction. And I think this summer has shown to be extremely successful. And so I think that wave is gonna continue to grow. One of the things that we're also looking at beyond just the training is how do we look at, I believe we sent 17 to become water safety instructors this year. And so increasing, not just becoming a lifeguard, once you become a lifeguard, we're doing professional development to get you into water safety instruction as well. So that's a higher level pay. And so being able to really look at these teens coming out of high school as well as these college students to be able to say, this is a great job that pays really well. And here are the benefits from it, and it's public safety, and so there's just more career development that can go into it. Finally, we have also tried to make sure we're giving them this variety of job experience. And so instead of just keeping them in the pool, we've implemented our safety plan. And so I want to recognize Michael Shakora because he started off as a supervisor and he was just recently promoted since you guys had your last meeting. He's now our manager of aquatics and risk management. And so his focus will be just that, is we're going to go into emergency planning. We don't have emergency operating plans for all of our community centers. When we first started doing an assessment of all of our centers and all of our senior centers, there was no AEDs that were functional. So these are the things that this is a passion of his, and I think he's going to do a fabulous job. But one of the biggest pushes that we're going to do is we're just going to make lifeguards have this implemented plan of you're going to be everywhere. You're going to be at every single event has a first aid booth. Every single program that we do has an element of safety into it, and I think that's going to really elevate. You're not just a lifeguard anymore, and I think that's the problem with the lifeguard shortage is why would you go and be a lifeguard and get paid $18 an hour and be in the hot sun and have the possibility of seeing somebody drown when you can work at Target or McDonald's for $25 an hour. It's a really hard competition, and so before it used to be easy to find the people who were swimmers and water polo players. That's how I got into it. But that's just not the case anymore. And so you really have to find a public service and a professional development and a career drive to get them in the door. We hired some really great people, and Zach is one of them, and he came from the Red Cross. And so I feel like our staff is finally starting to grow and they're starting to get it, and it's been a really successful year. So you should be seeing some real growth there.
Do they provide like first aid services like at the Roosevelt concerts and stuff?
Yes.
Every
Okay.
single event has
Right.
a first aid booth.
Fantastic.
That was one of the big first things coming here was we need to have a first aid and a safety element at every large event. Not just at the pool, and that's the only place that you should feel safe. You should feel safe that we can respond at any event that we have. And so we do have, our lifeguards there and the first aid capacity at every event. They're there tonight.
And doing community education too. We're doing community CPR. That's another element that we're really going to be pushing out this year is beyond training the entire city on first aid and CPR and AED, how do we train our community members to just understand what community CPR is? So as things starts to die down, I always add more onto their plate, but you know, it's how do we reach out to the neighborhood community associations and say, okay, how can we be partners here, and how can we come to a coma and do that, and how can we just, you know, make sure that everybody understands the elements of safety. All right.
Great, thank you.
Anything else, Mr.
Nope, last one was that we're continuing with our recreation swim. We have our Friday night swims that are going on for the families. So we make we've set aside a specific Friday night swim for families specifically. You know, we're trying to target that family atmosphere between that 5 to 7 o'clock at night. So we literally have, you know, kids, you have to come with a parent, you have to come with kids. Not that we're trying to keep people from the pool, but we're trying to bring those family elements or grandparent or guardian, somebody, so we have that family element together, and the families are really enjoying it. It gives them that little bit of after the work week time, wind down, still warm outside, and we'll continue this throughout, pretty much throughout the entire the year, the Friday, Saturday, Sundays, for sure, for recreation swimming. So it's been really, really exciting to see our growth for the summer. And again, I came to San Bernardino with the desire to want to educate and expand the opportunities for the residents here. For a long time, this has been an aquatic desert. We've been surrounded by an aquatic desert with tons of aquatic facilities, unfortunately. And a lot of it is no other fault than funding. And funding is finally coming around. And so we're hoping to take all those families that have been going everywhere else to get their aquatic programming and all the cities around us, and to start bringing them back and say, hey, you don't have to drive to the whole nother city, just walk down the block or, you know, to our pool, because it is open year round, because you have a sense of community at an aquatic center, so you feel like it's a family. And so people that have been going to other cities, we've got to draw them and give them a reason to come to our family and stay here and get, because it's hard for them to want to leave that family they've already associated with. We've been doing swim lessons for Billy for, you know, the last 5 years, and they really like their instructors. Well, but you've been driving 25 minutes to go do that. Now you can drive 2 minutes and have the same experience, and we'll offer it. So it's going to take some time to build, but we're on the right trajectory right now. It's been good.
Thank you. Good. Yes. Got one more.
Just one more thing for you all. The National Little League is doing their playoffs. This is the Western Region play. In a couple weeks will be the girls softball division at our back door right here. The Western Region facilities right here. It's great. You're talking about players from Hawaii, Alaska, Montana, Utah, Nevada, Northern California, Southern California, Arizona. I'm missing some. So all the Western states are playing here in a couple weeks with the girls softball, followed by another week or two, week and a half, that kind of stuff with the boys baseball.
It's the last
So
stop.
what you
Last stop.
see right on TV, this is the last stop before they go back to Williamsport. So it's kind of neat to watch some of these teams right here. It's free admission. They're cement stadium, all that kind of stuff. It's a nice place to be. There's no parking
What date
fee.
did you say again?
It's the last, softball is the last week in July, and baseball will be the first week in August. They go back to back, yeah. And I want to note too,
It's this weekend.
it's this weekend.
And this weekend,
This weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well, that's when they're coming in, right?
right? That's when
Yeah.
That's when.
So our aquatic staff, they have a pool at the regional center for the
So
league, and
that's
our
what I
aquatic
said.
staff is supporting and lifeguarding, so that way the athletes can actually go and enjoy some rec swim activities, which
Right.
last year we were not able to do, and so
Yeah.
it's just yet another partnership of the city providing those lifeguard services.
Mitch, what's the date on the soccer? It's the first year ever soccer with SVPD. Do you have it?
Oh,
For
the
sure,
soccer with the cop.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer with the cop is, I can pull it up for you.
Isn't it the fifth?
I think it's the 5th, yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have information on that.
I just saw it.
I just literally saw it on my feed today too. We'll get it to you. We'll email you at the thing. All right.
That's going to get out there too, right?
Huh?
That's going to get out there too.
It's already out there. We posted
Okay.
it. Yeah, we posted it last week or early this week. I don't know why I don't have any updates in here, but all right. Let's move to future agenda items.
All right, any future agenda items?
As far as like what we discussed today, or what?
You do like further discussion?
I would like further discussion on Dia de los Muertos because I want to say that there's something missing there.
What exactly do you mean by further discussion?
What is the plan of coming with Dia de los Muertos? Why the whole discussion of including the cemetery?
So we, it's because we have historical folks that have been buried at the cemetery, and so just doing a walking tour through the cemetery and being able to recognize the individuals. There's a lot of people who have never even been to the cemetery, and
I still would like further information on what exactly is their plan. Like, where do they see the celebration of Dia de los Muertos to be?
Okay. As far as the department, I guess I'm not understanding. Is you want
I have
a
seen
whole-
what they do, like kind of Riverside. The Dia de
Mhm.
los Muertos is all about having that you know, you put there your loved ones, you put this. The whole cemetery thing is a different aspect. So what exactly is the vision that the city is putting to celebrate the Dia de los Muertos?
Okay, we'll get it to you. It's still in the works, so we don't necessarily have a full vision. It's we just outgrew the location that we were at, and so we're looking at different elements. But as soon as we have that, we'll bring it forward to you.
Also, I know we had it on our last agenda, but we didn't make quorum. Goal setting.
Are you ready to do it? Do we have people ready to go and committed to? What I don't want to do is start goal setting and then have our board fall apart. So we will put it on the agenda, and we'll start with just very basics.
Also, and this isn't necessarily a commission issue, but if about 2 weeks ago I submitted public remarks about council developing some kind of attendance policy for all their commissions, so we can carry on the work of the people who appointed us and the people whose dollars we're using for their air conditioning right now. I know, again, my reference point is where I used to live, Claremont, where I served on a commission there for 8 years in the county of Los Angeles. If you missed more than 2 meetings a year, you were dismissed, regardless of reason. I think we should come up with maybe not necessarily a similar standard, but have a standard. That's all I want. Because it seems like that people can, I mean, obviously I'm not seeing the reason as to why people are not making it, but we have how many potential members? I mean, 1, 2, without vacancies.
9.
9. And we need how much to meet a quorum? 5. Okay. that 5 out of 9 people should be able to make a meeting that they already know is going to happen at a certain time of the day.
Right.
And I'm in grad school, I work 2 jobs, and I can still make it. So, I think I mean, staff can't do this, I believe. But maybe if we can add our comments at public comments during city council, you don't even have to show up. You can email the clerk, and he or she will read it to the council at the meeting, and talk to the person who appointed you. My appointer is Mayor Tran. We have a majority of the city council right here in front of us, right with us, whoever appointed us. Talk to them about getting a hard attendance policy for this, because otherwise, why be here? Because I mean, you get your name on a piece of, I mean, whatever people's motivation is for being here.
Could I just take that one step further? We have one. It's
We
there.
do.
It's just it needs to be revised, I suppose.
We just had this discussion right now. So it is a council.
Used to be
There's a charter and there's bylaws and there's an attendance policy, but it's very gray.
Right. it
It's
needs to be
very
done.
gray and written. No. Doesn't us.
See, that's kind of
it's-
what I was thinking too, because if the city
But-
council
It's
can decide to show up or
council
not show up.
But let me finish what you were saying. though.
It's
It's
Citizens
council
will be
that has to be able to make a decision of how you change the charter. And there is, the gray area is, technically it's written, it's 2 absences. However, it's what the gray area is, excused versus not excused. And so if you email and say, I'm not coming, that's excused. So there's I guess the interpretation would be the key word here of the gray area and defining what is excused and not excused. And I've gone to battle on this one with our agenda planning meetings to try and push it forward of like, first it was stipends to try and motivate people to come, which is going to be coming back to council. But the other part was, how are you going to define then if it's a medical issue or if it's a family issue because of the times that we meet, or if it's a personal issue, if it's a mental health issue? There's just so many things that fall into that gray area that a simple email of I will not be able to be in attendance tonight becomes excused. And so then you can excuse yourself from 6 different meetings and have missed 6 meetings and then you're never here. So the encouragement from your staff liaison, me, is 1, speak to your council person or mayor, whoever appointed you, to let them know that this is a major issue, because I have said this to all of you in attendance, is it's hard for me as a director to do my business and be able to get recommendations to council when I'm supposed to be getting the recommendations from you, my advisory board. And so then we are making decisions as a staff, which the majority of the time I feel are good, but there's a lot of stuff that we should be sharing. We should be getting your recommendations on that we can't because there's no quorum. And that falls, unfortunately, on the council, not you. The council has to select individuals that are going to be committed to understanding what the commitment of being a commissioner is. And I don't want that to fall on my staff, because it is not and will not ever be staff responsibility to hold you accountable. It is your council appointee that is the one that holds you accountable, and yourself. And so I encourage you, come to council.
Do you know
say
what
it.
time the other committees meet? Is everybody meeting early in
Everybody's
the
pretty
day?
much the same time. I think there's one that meets like at 4, but for the majority it's between 4 and 7 p.m.
So how would we find out if anyone had intentions to partake, that the time was something that, later on?
Well, they know before they get appointed, though.
Right.
So that's
It's part of your application
irregardless.
process and a part of like the oath
It's
that
on the
you take, I
website
guess.
about when everyone meets.
Well, I think
so-
when you're appointed too, isn't there like a criteria that, yeah.
But how do we know that, like their intention was there to do this and then they just kind of fell through because 4 o'clock just became one of those? Like, would it be better to hold these meetings at, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock?
That's not a
My-
question for staff. That's a question
That-
for you guys and your
Because
council person.
every commission, committee, whatever body it is of the city, already says on the website when they meet, what day they meet, and the frequency amount they meet. That's already transparent in everyone that.
Yeah, we couldn't change.
And the reason why I like the work of Parks and Recreation, but this is the only one I can meet, because like water, the water department is like at 9 o'clock on like Monday mornings.
Right.
I'm teaching kids at that
And
point.
there's no flexibility in it. Once it's set,
And
it's a
planning is
consistent
at
set.
night.
Yeah.
Art is at night. I'm in grad school at night. This is the only one I can meet. So that idea that applicants don't know when they're applying doesn't hold muster with me, because it's already on the website about when they do meet. They have a whole selection of when times and dates of when different commissions meet.
I just have a hard time believing that in a city with 220,000 people that we can't find 9 to commit to a monthly time.
Yeah.
So does no call, no show consider to be an absence? I'm not sure what. I know the majority of us reply all to emails.
That's what we were talking about, is we're gonna start actually looking back in the last 6 months of the ones who have not, because we do keep track of it, how many unexcused, and then I want to bring that report forward to council when we start. The stipend is really what set this in motion, right? And so that'll be part of the staff report, and I will bring that to you guys before I bring it to council, just so you know.
It all comes back to what you originally said, Liddy, is the appointee. The onus lies there, because we've even brought back in the years prior to this and so forth, that same kind of valuation which just says, this person needs to be, you need another appointee, because they've even met that criteria, which we needed to replace them. And they still weren't replaced, but for 6 months later, you know, that kind of stuff. And in the meantime, you didn't have your quorums.
So when it comes to the stipend, are they going to discuss what would be a conflict of interest in any of that?
I believe the stipend was more of a survey of surrounding and like cities. And if they paid their commissioners and what they paid their commissioners and what the expectations of the stipend and the commitment was.
So who's having that discussion, the city manager?
That
or-
is always, anything that is going to be by law and charter is always gonna go city clerk and city manager's office first, or council. But city clerk handles all of your charter stuff. You do your oath.
Just saying, look at their raise. We looked at what the presentation was, and the raise that they gave themselves was more than what surrounding cities were.
For
So-
city clerk?
No, not for the city clerk, for our city council.
Okay, I'm confused, but.
When
the
we were
statement.
when you're talking about like, they're looking at the surroundings, right?
For commissioners and
Mhm.
commissioner stipends, not council pay.
Yeah,
So,
but I'm just
like-
saying, it's kind of like it goes out the window. They pretty much, whatever it is that somebody's feeling like, because when they did the stipend for the city council,
Mhm.
there was a comparison, and what they gave themselves was just outrageous. So I would just say, leave it alone. Don't do a stipend.
Again, that's not for me
Mhm.
to, you can have that
So
conversation with your
which
council
commission
person.
is bringing this up?
It's not the commission, it's the city clerk for all commissions in the city. Because you are not the only commission that is struggling. Measure S has not had a meeting in 6 months. There's a lot of, there's the animal commission, which is going to look to become a nonprofit instead of a commission because they can't keep people together. So it's a citywide commission problem, which is why we're doing the surveys of other cities to see what successful cities are doing to keep their commissioners. And the ones that I've worked for have always had a stipend for their commissioners. A per meeting stipend in a sense.
Yeah, and I mean, that's more than just to get people here. I think, I hope that can motivate them to even go to the events and participate with like gas money or whatever, you know, their time. So I think
That's
it's,
the goal, yeah, I
beyond
mean,
this. Yeah.
It'd be great to have commissioners at our events. It'd be great to be able to see you guys out there. You know, that's been always.
I made one. I made the Veterans Day. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. That was fantastic.
But I think that also has to do with, you know, the state of mind that we've been in as a city for a long time and just starting to motivate people and motivate families to come out. And those are going to be your constituents. Those are going to be the ones that you represent, whether it's your ward or your city or your area. So, all right. So Dia de los Muertos I've got, and then stipends. Future meetings. What do you got?
Oh, and senior.
Well, stipends wasn't brought up by
The
us,
goal.
right? No.
And senior.
Goal setting, but
Goal setting?
yeah.
Okay.
Seniors taking classes at the surrounding colleges.
I love it. We're gonna have an agenda, finally. Frank, you got anything? No? Miss Faye?
No, you guys just chimed in on what I've been pushing for some time. I just wanted to listen. You know, because I think it's very important. If you no longer want to be on this, we need to work with you in finding another representative.
You ain't hurt nobody.
Huh?
I said, they ain't hurt nobody. They don't
No.
want to be here.
Yeah.
That's not the person.
Simple as that.
Before we adjourn, could we get a review of what are the future agenda items?
The future agenda items that they mentioned is the Day of the Dead, so I don't mispronounce it. The goal setting, just an update on stipends and senior classes at
Wait, so
the
wait,
colleges for the seniors.
in the goal setting, you wanted to discuss the stipends or no?
The
It was
stipends
two
is gonna be
things.
for me. That's gonna be, as a staff report, I'm putting it on the future agenda. I wanna make sure I bring that report to you when it's ready to go.
Okay.
All right?
Right. May I please have someone make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move to adjourn.
Oh, okay.
Second.
Second?
All right. Okay. So, meeting is adjourned at 5:48.
Great. Thank you, guys. That's a lot of meeting.
Thank you. It felt good
Thank
to have
you.
a quorum.